everyone, welcome to this video lecture. I am Dr. Gopi Krishnan, working as innovator at a Center for Creativity in SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. This is going to be the video lecture presentation which gives the solution for the problem statement given to me during the bootcamp training using Agentic AI that held recently in our institutions. So the problem statement is very simple, but it is seen everywhere in every walk of life for rural or the semi-urban retailers. So the scenario is set in the rural or the semi-urban areas. In the rural or the semi-urban area, say for example, if we take the rural area, we come across a number of people there. So I have taken the example of the provision shop owner who is directly connected with the vendors and the customers. The provision shop owner used to sell many number of items, food items, toiletries, groceries, and they form the last part of the supply chain management as far as the product distribution is concerned. So they usually call the vendors for stock updation. They used to communicate the vendors. They used to give orders, and the vendors over a period of time they visit the premises or the shop of the provision shop owners, and they used to deliver the stocks whenever it is needed. But there is always a problem with the stock updation or stock monitoring in which uh, due to the low communication or the miscommunication between the retailers and vendors, there is always a problem of overstocking or there is always a problem of understocking. And there are very few occasions when the stocking is kept at the normal level. So this is going to be the problem statement given to me. Usually the communication happens between the small retailers and the vendors only through the direct in-person contact during the visit of the vendors to the provision shop of the retailer, or else they communicate nowadays through the phone calls, or nowadays they communicate through WhatsApp also or messages. But it is not in the dynamic communication way. The dynamic communication is that there should not be any direct communication, that is there should not be any in-person contact or the direct manual contact between themselves. So it has to be done in an automatic way. So how to do it in the automatic way? It can be done using the intelligence. I have taken the artificial intelligence here. With the help of AI, I have created a solution that gives an appropriate solution for the retailers, for the problems faced by the retailers. That is, they can avoid the overstocking or they can avoid the low stocking with this solution, right? So the problem statement is very clear. The small retailers cannot monitor stock updates in real time across the suppliers. They manually call the vendors, miss low stock alerts, and overstock or run out frequently, especially in rural or the semi-urban areas. The solution must be given using the Agentic AI, and I have to use the Agentic AI tool, N8N tool, to create the workflow for the problem statement. So the solution must connect to the vendor inventory sheets, APIs or CSV via N8N workflow tool, and the solution must track the real-time stock levels and predict the reorder points using the past sales data. The solution must send a low stock SMS or the WhatsApp alerts in the regional languages, and also it must generate weekly inventory health reports. So this is all about the problem statement given to me, and using the problem statement, that is using the workflow automation tool, I have given the solution here. So this is all about the solution I have created. So in this screen, we come across a number of pictures here, which is the workflow, which is created using the N8N software. And this is going to be the N8N software tool or the interface, which has a number of commands here or the options here. And this is going to be the workflow area. So basically, the N8N tool is going to be the automation tool, a workflow automation tool. We can connect a number of agents here, number of nodes here, to give a solution to the problem statements. So I have connected a number of nodes here. So the whatever items I'm connecting, it is called as a node. Everything is called as a node. So say for example, the workflow starts here and the workflow ends here. So I have connected a number of nodes here. Each element of the workflow is called as the node. So it starts with a webhook trigger node, then it goes to the Google Sheet, then there is a Agentic AI agent. Then again, I have connected three agents in series, and the output of the fourth Agentic AI agent is taken to the Gmail. This is going to be my personal Gmail, and just assume that this is the Gmail connected to the vendor. A vendor is a person who is directly connected with the small retailer of the rural shop, and and the vendors are the people who supply the stocks to the retailers. And all these agentic AI components are attached to the Google Gemini chat model. So what happens here is that very simple. My agentic AI solution must connect the vendors and must connect the retailers together. And if there is any communication for stocking of particular items, it has to be communicated to the vendors in a dynamic way, right? Minute to minute update. Whenever the vendor needs to identify the stock monitoring or the stock updates of a given shop, they have to just to open their Google Sheet and they can identify, they can get the information without directly contacting the rural retailers. So that is the solution I have created. So what happens here is that very simple. I have to make a trigger of the entire workflow automation tool. When the trigger is created, this is going to be created by a node called a webhook trigger. When the webhook trigger is created, it gives a trigger to the Google Sheet since it is directly connected to the Google Sheet. And the Google Sheet, it has all the interface between the retailers and the vendors. We can see the details of Google Sheet here such that, so this is going to be the interface which is uh, seen by the vendors and the retailers. So what happens here is that very simple. These are the items kept by the small retailers in their shop. Say for example, sugar is going to be the item number one, which is kept in three different quantities: 500 gram, 250 gram, 1 kg. And Sunday is going to be the reference day. Stock available during the last Sunday is 3 units of 500 gram, 41 units of 250 gram, and 29 units of 1 kg. So this is going to be the next column. Stock sold since the last Sunday. So these are the stocks sold during the last Sunday, 151 across the 341 and 29. And Wednesday is going to be another reference day. Stock purchased during last Sunday from the same vendor, that is from the vendor person. 13, 12, and 8. And current stock in hand, calculating all these, making additions and subtractions, we have 15, 48, and 36. These are the data available to the vendors with respect to a particular shop, provision shop. So using this sales data, the vendor has to predict what is the sales trend for the given shop in the given rural area, and accordingly he has to ask the AI. Using the AI tool, he has to get the solution, and the solution must give the certain way here, the certain solutions here. So this is all about the solution I have given. So what happens here is that we are again going to the inventory monitoring, that is inventory monitoring workflow tool. So I'm going to trigger this webhook trigger. I'm going to execute, that is, uh, I'm going to click this webhook trigger. There is going to be a URL here. I'm going to get the information. So I'm picking this. I'm executing the workflow here. I'm going for a new tab and I'm going to create the trigger here. So what happens here is that, see, you can see the dynamic rotation of each and every node here, which says that this workflow is working here and the process on. Now it moves to the Gmail last node and the workflow is executed successfully, right? And you can see the outputs here. I can go to one of my mail and this is going to be the output I have received. Say for example, I have got an email, கையிருப்பு பொருள் தகவல். Since I have programmed this to be the output to be in the regional language, I have taken Tamil as the regional language here and I have been alerted with a message கையிருப்பு பொருள் தகவல். So here the statement says that அரிசி ஸ்டாக் கம்மியா இருக்கு சீக்கிரம் வாங்கணும் சர்க்கரை தீர போகுது உடனே ஆர்டர் போடுங்க right so this is going to be the final uh, that is order level given from the retailer side to the vendor side and this is the information which is given in the automatic way. How this happens here, let me tell you. So this is all about the workflow automation tool NI tool. What happened when I triggered this webhook trigger is such that it initiates all the process here and it goes to the Google Sheet and this is going to be the Google Sheet which is the interface between the retailers and the traders or the vendors. So it goes for the calculation here and it goes and calculates what is the current stock in hand and at the same time it gets the details using its artificial intelligence. It gets some information about the stock, name of the stock and how it is sold in the particular area. It categorizes in one of the areas. For example, any product can be sold often or sold rare or it can be sold in a moderate way. So accordingly, the components are segregated. With respect to the segregation, the cutoff stack value is taken by the Agentic AI. So it is in the value of 5, 15 and 30 respectively. And accordingly, with respect to the sales point of view, the product can be taken as if it reaches the cutoff stock value, then it has to be restock has to be triggered. If the value that is current stock is above the cutoff stock, then restock should not be is not needed. It has to be taken above cutoff. And if the cutoff value equals the current stock in hand, what happens here is that the trigger is created. If the value, current stock value goes down with respect to the cutoff stock value, then the restock is very urgent, it is needed. So this is going to be the dynamic information obtained from the sheet, which is evaluated by the Agentic AI solution. And this kind of Agentic AI solutions are segregated into 4 ways. We can see the different AIs connected here. Say for example, the objectives of all the AIs are segregated into 4 parts and accordingly 4 AIs are connected in series. Say for example, the AIs are named as Inventory Analysis AI, Sales Forecasting Assistant AI, Inventory Reporting Assistant AI and the Communication Formatting AI. Each and every AI agent has the specific roles that is given in the prompts here. Say for example, this is going to be the prompt message. For the first Agentic AI agent, this is going to be the message I have given. You are an inventory analysis agent for a rural or the urban Indian provision store in the given uh, the inventory Google spreadsheet. Perform the following: analyze the provided item-wise inventory data in Google Sheet for a rural or the semi-urban provision store and identify items that require restocking based on the stock trend field. So all the informations are given in the form of prompt. This prompt is very similar to what we give in the chat GPT. So the same kind of prompt is given here and using the prompt, it has to communicate with the Google Gemini chat and the information obtained from the Google Gemini chat is taken with respect to the Google Sheet and the output of the inventory analysis assistant agent is taken to the next AI agent. So the next AI agent is named as the sales forecasting event, which takes care of the trend of the particular component in the particular area and how it is sold, whether it is sold rarely or it is sold frequently, or if the same component is making a moderate move in the trend in the sales. Then what happens here is that the output of the sales forecasting assistant agent is taken to the inventory reporting assistant agent. The inventory reporting agent is responsible for creating the level needed for reordering of stocks for the particular provision shop. So it creates an evaluation of name of the low stock items, number of low stock items, and what are the top five fast moving items. So these kind of details will be created by the inventory reporting agent. The output of the inventory reporting agent is again sent to the communication formatting agent, which is responsible for translating the language from English to the regional language. I have taken the regional language here as a Tamil, and all the information obtained from the previous agent is translated into Tamil here. So then it is connected directly to the Gmail, and the Gmail is going to be the we can connect the Gmail or WhatsApp or any kind of a chat messages also, or we can connect it to the chatbot also. And the very important thing is that all the AI agents are connected together to the Google Gemini chat. Then if you see the output of the Gmail, depending upon the sales occurred during the last week, so what are the things that are required and what are the things are not required in terms of sales refilling? It will be directly sent to the vendor side, and the vendor gets a notification of whether a particular stock is in the nominal level or if it is understocking. So accordingly, during their next visit, they can go and supply all their components to the particular provision shop. So this is all about the solution I have given. So with respect to the problem statement given to me, I have created an end-to-end solution using it connects the Google Sheet, and it tracks the real-time stock level, and it predicts the reorder points. And there is going to be a message in the Gmail, and I have been trying to connect the SMS or the WhatsApp communication also in my solution. I'm just trying here, and it will be fruitful in the short span of time. And it creates a weekly inventory health report using the AI agent nodes. So this is all about the presentation. I come across multiple variations of the same problem statement. I'm working on that really. So uh, keep watching my video. If you have any clarification, you can give me your comments in the comment section. And see you all. Thank you very much.